Hi all, welcome to this webinar. Today we will discuss that how in this pandemic situation, in this scenario, virtual reality can help parents to educate their child, their children. Okay. Teach children is in this situation is very difficult because schools are not running and children are at home and they are bored because they are not getting the learning is not only the issue, they are not communicating or meeting with their friend, uh, they are not meeting with their parent. Okay, and they cannot go outside of their home is also the issue. It is also creating the problem. So uh, we always have to find out the solution whatever the problems we face in the life. Okay, so in this situation, how virtual reality can help student and parent to uh, uplift the education or uh, keep in the line of learning, because when student stop learning, it is very hard to come back to again on the track. Once we take a break, it feels difficult to come again on the track. So, uh, uh, virtual reality and augmented reality is not buzzword nowadays. Okay, uh, each and every person know about it. Okay, and many from you have experienced anywhere or anywhere in your life. Okay, but uh, to use virtual reality or augmented reality in education, it is very novel way, or it can help student, help child very well. And today I will discuss, I will elaborate why we have to use virtual reality in education. So, first of all, let me discuss why learning with VR is recommended. Okay, the first of all, it is the technology. It is a new technology. It is not a new method of learning. It is a tool that help to learn the same concept of the subject or same learning points, but it help a lot to acquire or to gain knowledge uh, very speedily. Okay, so the first point that I would like to discuss is about the imagination. If you ever heard that Einstein always used to say that your imagination is more important than your knowledge. So while we acquire knowledge, okay, when we remember the fact, obviously it is going to be useful in our life, in our career, in our higher education. Okay, but while we learn, while our children learn to become more imaginative, they think out of the box, then it can help far more than that of the knowledge. Okay, the fact or knowledge can be nowadays just click away. Okay, we can click or we can just voice and find out the information. Okay, but as Einstein says, the imagination power is more important than the knowledge. Okay, so first of all, let me discuss that how virtual reality can help us to be a more imaginative. Whether we want to develop a new scientist in our children, or we want to make them a good musician or a good artist or player or even a businessman, they need they need to think beyond the ordinary. They have to think out of the box. Okay, for that uh, they have to become more imaginative. Okay, So when we want to be we want to design something, we want to imagine something out of box, we always use some platform, some set of frame, okay, that is from our experience. For example, uh, if you want to design a good mall, okay, then if we ask any person from the mega city to give a design, okay, even if you ask me that we want to design good mall, okay, and we want some sketch of it, okay, then I can give you good design that where should be the accelerator, or where how the front of the mall should be, or I'm not a architect, okay, but I can give you good design because I have visited many malls, okay, and there are some print in my mind that how malls should be. But if you ask the same question to the person from a jungle, okay, who haven't been in a big city ever, okay, then he cannot give you good fantastic design of the mall, okay, even he might be more intelligent than me, okay. The reason is he start thinking from his experience, okay. So if you want that our children think good, or they are more imaginative, okay, then we have to give them a reference, okay, and the reference comes from the experience, okay? So it is necessary that they visit the mall, okay, or they visit the factory, they visit the jungle, they visit the solar system, or some places, okay, and by this way they acquire that reference point and they start thinking about it, okay. So virtual reality in virtual reality we can take the student, we can take the children to the virtual trip, whether it is the mall, or it is a jungle, it is inside the body, or it is a factory, okay, it is a railway station, it is an airport, okay. While we take them to the visit that places, even in the virtual world, it helps them to grasp the scenario, okay, and then they start thinking about it. When they visit some factory, when they see some design, okay, then they start thinking from that reference point, okay. So this is very important that we make our children more creative, okay, and creativity needs some reference. The next I would like to discuss is how how it's helpful how it is helpful in acquiring the knowledge or information. Someone has said that one image is more than 1,000 words. Okay, I would love to say that one good video clip with the good sounds or audio is even better than 1,000 images. Okay, and one virtual trip, one virtual scene is even more than 1,000 hours of the video. The reason is virtual scene, 360-degree scene, is far better than that of the video or image, okay. In video it gives good look, okay, or it gives good sounds, but in virtual reality it exactly gives the new scenario, new situation, okay. So when we want to utilize this these fundamentals, okay, that while we are giving good visuals to the student, to the children, they grasp quickly, okay. A student grasp they can remember even whole movie, okay, but they cannot remember the periodic table. The reason is they have watched the movie in the video. But think, if we give them 360-degree content, okay, then it is even better than that of the video, okay. There is no better visuals nowadays available than that of the virtual visuals, okay? So it is really helping a lot to children that remembers whatever they are visiting or whatever they are seeing in the 360 degree world. Now, the next is the feeling. Our feeling has a lot to do with our memory. Whatever we remember is closely connected with our feeling. Whatever we have learned with the feeling, we remember a lot. Just if I ask you that what scene, what scenario, or what situation uh, can you just remember from your school life? We have studied hundreds of hours in the school, okay, but we remembered very few moments of our school life that are connected with a good feeling. It is a feeling of joy, okay, or it is some feeling of confusion, whatever it is, but something happened that is bizarre, or uh, that is with positive or negative feeling. Okay, then we remember that fact for the long time, that scenario for the long time. Okay, if someone asks you that what have you taken in lunch last Sunday, then probably you cannot remember it. Okay, memorize it. Okay, but if someone asks that what was the menu in your last birthday, okay, birthday party, then you can clearly remember that shape of the cake or the drink or whatever the menu would be there. The reason is your birthday is a special event for you. Okay, a lot of feeling of happiness is connected with that day, and whatever you are doing on that particular day, whether you are cutting the cake or you are meeting with a friend or you are greeted with a gift, okay, you remember each and everything for the long time, for not even 1 year, but for the even longer time. The reason is your special feeling is attached with that day. So this is the fact that our feeling has a lot to do with our memory and understanding. Okay. Now, uh, virtual reality has a good capacity to give us a real life feeling. We have done many experiments while we were developing the content for education in virtual reality. Okay. Uh, we have created one pond, okay, and took the student, took the child inside the pond in virtual world, not in real world. Okay, while the student is floating inside the pond in the water, sometimes he starts suffocating because he feels that he feels that he is beneath the water, under the water. Okay, so it can give us an exact feeling, okay, as we are inside the pond, inside the water. Okay, so whatever the scenario is, virtual reality, if it is the content is created with the good design or good feelings, okay, it can give us exact feeling. Okay, and we have used in our content to give a good feeling, uh, so student can remember whatever they learned with that feeling for the longer time. For example, if we want to train the students about the shape of the fish that help them to swim, okay, the spatial shape of the fish that even we use in create designing the car or some vehicle. Okay, this shape is important, and student has in grade 6 student has to learn about that shape. Okay, so in the classroom just we draw the shape and we train them that this shape has that can pass a stream of water or air in such a way that it can register a list. Okay, but while we train the students about that shape in the virtual world, we take the student to the sea. Okay, and we have to dive inside the sea with the oxygen bottle. Okay, and we have to float inside the sea, inside the water in the sea, and their student will see watery plant and some fish. The fish are roaming from here and there. Okay, and there some fish stuck to in front of the student, and the breeze or current of the water is passing above and below from the fish in such a way that it creates a least resistance. Okay, so we directly don't teach them. Okay, we give them the feeling of diving into the sea and roaming inside the sea and watching some good plant and colorful world inside the water, and then we train them the shape of the fish. Okay. So the simple phenomena but important phenomena they have learned with a good virtual tutor. Okay. And that is why they remember this phenomena for longer time. Okay. And next thing, that of course we have to give teaching with the fun. If I speak about my schooling life, I had just only 5 to 6 subjects, 2 exams in a year, and just I need passing score to have admission in the higher education. Okay, 60 percentage is good enough. Okay, but nowadays, in today's scenario, children have many subjects starting from the more 2 or 3 languages and music and sports and science and maths, and there is a list of subjects they have to study. Okay, and every month there is exam, sometime every week there is exam, and they have to get a good score to have admission in the higher education, whether it is medical science or whatever it is. Okay, so they have to study a lot. Okay, uh, we cannot uh, we cannot take them away from this long hours of learning, whether it is in school or tuition or at our home. Okay, and when we want to work for a long time, we need some fun. Okay? And that is why each and every educationalist focusing on training the student with the fun, because if we are training, we are giving them education with the fun, they can learn for the longer time, they can learn for the hours. Okay. And each and every child loves gadget, whether it is a tablet or mobile. Okay, and uh, VR headgear is a wonderful gadget that each and every child loves. Okay, so while they have to learn from virtual headgear in virtual world, they love they simply love this method. Okay. Once they love the method, they love the subject, and once they love the subject, they enjoy the subject, they can learn for the longer time. Okay, uh, once they read the concept and they see the concept in virtual world, okay, again they start reading, so that gives them the fun way of learning. Okay, and when we give the fun way of learning to student, okay, it can give uh, good timing. Okay, it can give uh, good learning hours to the student. Okay, and which is very important as a parent or educationalist for us. Next point, if we talk about having the science experiment, okay, it is not always safe to do the science experiment, whether it is a experiment of chemistry with the chemicals, or it is a physics practicals, or we have to work with the fungus or some uh, organ of the animal. Okay, it is not safe for children. Okay. But having experiments, having experience of doing practicals is very important. Okay, because without having the practical exposure or practical experiments, particularly in mathematics and science, it is uh, it is very hard to understand the concept uh, as it is, or from its foundation or fundamentals. Okay, so it is very necessary, it is demand of the parent or of the teachers nowadays, that we just don't how to give the students the uh, reading or training in the classroom. We have to give them the practical exposure also, particularly in science subject. Okay? But it is not given, it is not provided because it is not safe for the little children. Okay, but if we give them this practical exposure, if we give them hands of uh, uh, some instruments of doing practicals in a world class practical laboratory, but it is in virtual world, okay, then definitely it is going to help them a lot and is safe also. So these are main point that I would love to I wanted to cover with you. I wanted to inform to you. Okay, if you are having any good question related to the virtual use of virtual reality in education, definitely you can drop a message in comment box in this video. Okay, I'll discuss that point in. I'll discuss that point in my next webinar or podcast. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot to everyone for joining this webinar. Thank you.